really want to, through what I do in my performances, in the way I present myself to the world.
The movements and all like the sexiness, that it's not just for one type of body.
And there are some days that I feel a lot more masculine and I want to have that sort of energy.
It translates to everyone.
Just personally, I do feel like I'm gender fluid.
Everybody says to me like, oh my God, I don't know how you can walk on those. So yeah, that's just power and practice.
I want people to know that there's no correct way to look, to be non-binary, to be trans, to be anything really. It has probably been one of the most pivotal things in improving my mood and honestly improving who I am as a person. It's opened up so many new doors to feeling more comfortable in my skin, how I identify, how I present myself.
I don't know, there's something that connects my body with the pole and just came through it. And I start doing it and say yes. It's just something in my body that unlocked. My mind opened, blue. And then my body just started to feel sexy. Yeah.
I've written a whole performance around dealing with the difference between how I'm feeling and how I'm performing and what I'm presenting versus how others are perceiving me and how different that is sometimes.
A lot of what I choose to present myself with, what I choose to wear, how I choose to act, I try and do it without really thinking about, is this an activity for men? Is this an activity for women? Is this what non-binary looks like? That has always been something that I really wanted to challenge with my own identity.
How I dance, how I make choreography, how my theming of my shows, how I teach it as well. So it gives me a lot of freedom in how I express myself, which I really enjoy. And it gives me a kind of a unique viewpoint when I create things.
The first image that burned in my brain was seeing grown-up men on heels, like sparkling heels and lingeries. You can't imagine the power in that scene for someone that is afraid to be who they are. And then I remember thinking, I said, fuck, I want to be that. I want to be able to walk with confidence in those heels.
At times, it's had me questioning my identity, whether or not I really am non-binary, especially in those earlier years when it was something that I was still trying to figure out for myself. Being told that I look too much like a man and that I'm not welcome in non-binary spaces because of that was really a difficult thing for me to... Yeah.
I wasn't seeing myself the same way that others were seeing me. It was how they were seeing it, and it was what they were expecting to see. It's what a lot of people in the pole industry are putting these forward as that. So I'm the outlier there, but it definitely felt like I wasn't being seen properly.
When it comes to doing all of these dance moves that other people wouldn't expect someone who looks like me to be doing all of these dances, wearing 8-inch heels, putting on makeup and glitter and twirling around. For a while I thought, hey, wouldn't that be pretty fun? But now that I've been able to do it, pole dancing has really opened up a new avenue of expression for me. It's really opened up a lot of new discoveries, new things that I can add to the way I express.
There was this big pivotal moment in my life when I shared with one of my friends. That I was gay. I had no idea what non-binary was back at the time. I was in high school. And then he kind of told someone else my secret. In the time it was my secret. And this person just shared with his friends. And then one day they caught me in the bathroom. And then they got me that I was sexually assaulted in that. And from that I kind of hide everything.
Some of these things are really hard to put into words. Some of these things are really hard to explain to people because a lot of it is based around personal experience and perception. And that's a really, really hard thing to know of if someone has a similar life experience, whether they're going to understand or whether it's something within their scope of understanding.
I've never felt bound to any stereotypes while under these roofs and while dancing on these poles, and it's been something that has been a real breath of fresh air.
Of course, I had my fears because of everything that happened and the shutting down and not letting anyone know anything else. I was in a relationship for 7 years, in a straight relationship for 7 years. I couldn't accept it after that episode. But then I came here, I touched pole for the first time. I saw all these people wearing heels, all these men that helped me get through this episode, yeah.
In the end, one of the things that really helped me find my style was a compliment that one of my friends gave me after my first pole performances, where he told me that I looked sexy and vaguely threatening.
Sexy and?
Vaguely threatening. And honestly, that was probably the best compliment that I ever had. And I think that's the kind of style that I started building for myself, just sexy but vaguely threatening. I want people to be aroused and a little scared. I want to make sure that through my dance and through my expression, no one feels unwelcome in the space.
What I would love to see is more expression, and I would like to see more carefree expression for myself, letting go of the idea that I have to look a certain way and perform a certain way.
The first time I remember was in a dance class. I always had my heels, but I never used it because I was afraid of maybe I'm not as good as other people. How people's gonna see me on heels?
I want people to see a non-binary person that looks like me twirling on the pole and think to themselves that they can be whatever they want to be, that they can express themselves however they want to express themselves, and they'll always be welcome in this space.
It's just amazing and powerful. And that's how I feel when I use these bad boys.
I would love to do this forever. I quit corporate to do this job. I want to see more people be bold about those expressions.
I want to be seen as a non-binary pole dancer. I want to have my signature on it.
I want to see something I haven't heard of before. I want to see shows where someone has, put something together and I'm like, oh, I wish I'd thought of doing that.
A space that was originally devised and pioneered by women, by sex workers. Ultimately, I will always respect that I'm a guest in their house.
We have people that do what they do, and it's their way of doing pole, and I want to find mine. And just inspire other non-binary to follow the same path. Yeah.
You wanted to end like that?
Yeah,
Is that a good ending, guys?